Tell me that's not hot enough. If it wasn't for those coals, you wouldn't be hearing the jet noise. And to be honest, this isn't even a fair saying of used motor oil, because last time I tried this, I ended up mixing in gas here. So the bottle I'm using has gasoline in it with the used motor oil. It sounds good, but I'm beginning to think it's probably because of the air pressure I can't get it to work. There's too much air going through it. Tank's holding at about 130. Yeah, tank's going at about 130. And it looks like it was pumping out 120 PSI. And part of the other issue is this gets hot as shit. So, because it never lets it fill up to hit the shutoff point. Unfortunately, I'm too broke at the moment to really do anything. What I need to do is have some money and either buy a regulator for this or haul the 200-gallon air compressor from my brother's house and fix it. But God knows how much that'll cost. Yeah, I mean, the oil's igniting, but that's only because there's coals in there. Now, maybe not, because it looks like... Can you see it? Let's see if I can get it to come up on the camera. Yeah, you can just barely see it on the camera. The cement is starting to glow. Yeah, we might have success. Now, if you're curious how I built this or what it's consistent of, it's just a homemade refractory. I bought Portland cement when I lived in Alaska, 8 years ago? 7 years ago. 7 years. I left Alaska in 2013. Yeah, I went to Granger, bought a $5 metal bucket, probably a little too expensive, but Portland cement, and at the time I had clay from Amazon, just regular potting clay. And I went to Lowe's and got a 30-gallon bag filled with their sawdust. Okay. That's disgusting. Apparently the people who lived here before me decided to dump all their cat litter right there. I think I would have realized that, but yeah. And I didn't really mix in any particular ratio. I did it all by hand. I kind of just grabbed a handful of sawdust and clay, and then I grabbed the dry powdered Portland cement, made it all into like a paste in my hands, and just rammed it in there. I had a sonotube in the middle. I lined the bottom of it with about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of the same mixture, but again, I left a hole in the middle so if there was any leaks or anything, the aluminum can come out. But an added side effect to that is I think the old lid, I didn't have enough ventilation for it to let the air flow out. So I'm gonna say the hole I had in the old one was about twice the size. I was trying to use a toilet paper tube as a mold for it, and I know this is not as big as that. I mean, here's my hand for reference. Hell, it's not even the same diameter as the inlet. So, now, as we've been talking and explaining, yeah. But again, I think that's just the airflow and the charcoal. Yeah, something got me. Yeah. So I mean, it's not a particularly special furnace. Considering I just used an old shower, like a curtain shower rod, and an old radiator piping and a hair dryer, and I'd just go out and buy bags of either Kingsford charcoal, or when I was in California they had pellets of just pine pellets for heating stoves. And those were stupid cheap, and I just used those. Worked well till the hair dryer died. So yeah, I'm not done yet, but we'll see what happens. I'll chime you back in before I come to the conclusion and try and post all this stuff.